Hello golfers and welcome down to this episode of Tech Weekly with myself, Peter Finch. And in this episode we are going to be looking at the new sim launch from TaylorMade. More specifically, the driver, yeah, that looks good, but the fairway woods, that's what I want to focus on a little bit more. We've got what's happening in social right now, including some really weird commercials. And lastly, we've got some coaching advice to help you get your game on track before the season begins. But it's good to be back doing Tech Weekly. So in these episodes, what I used to do is basically look around at the golfing world, see what's hot, see what's not, see what's happening, and then give you guys my opinion and a little bit of information about what has come out. And I'm going to endeavor to try and get one of these done every single week, but we'll see how we go. So first up, TaylorMade have announced their new sim range of drivers and fairway woods. So I managed to get a look at the sim stuff just before Christmas, and I have to say, visually, it looks brilliant. So this is the M6 from last year, and obviously the M5 looks pretty similar. What's changed with the sim is that carbon is a slightly different color, but it's also an off-white color as you look down. I think they called it chalk. So when you actually put it down and look at it, it honestly, it looks brilliant. And yesterday you saw an absolute raft of reviews drop as the embargo lifted, and a lot of people are saying the same thing, that really they're not quite seeing much of a gain on last year's product. Now what SIM actually stands for is shape in motion, and basically the two drivers that TaylorMade have brought out this year, so the SIM and the SIM Max. There's also a D type as well for people struggling with a slice. So the main gist of the driver is that the speed injected face, that still remains, the twist face, that still remains, but the big addition is this type of thin, slightly slanted, thin thing, swoop thing on the back. And what TaylorMade is saying is basically in the fastest part of your swing, so as you get to about halfway during the downswing to the point of impact, that's where you start to add, and that's where you start to really increase your swing speed. And apparently the aerodynamics in this driver is going to help you move the club faster through that area of the swing. So obviously I was sponsored by TaylorMade last year. I'm not sponsored by them anymore. I really do want to go with this driver just because of how good it looks behind the ball. But are the increases in speed going to be greater? From some of the reviews that we've seen so far, I'm not sure. It's a difficult story to tell because what TaylorMade is saying is this is going to help you swing the club faster. But in reality, if you want to be starting to swing the club faster, you got to change your swing. Some of the tests that they actually did with the SIM Driver to get this shape, very high tech, in the wind tunnels, using science. They use really smart people to figure out that this head shape does actually move faster during the swing. A golf swing is a lot different than a machine. But get down into those comments below. Let me know what you think about how this driver looks, and are you excited to try it? Like I said, I'm excited to try it because I like TaylorMade drivers. However, there is something which I'm maybe even more excited to try, because what TaylorMade have done on the sim line of fairway woods is they've brought back the V Steel sole. A similar setup to the driver, they've got the sim and the sim Max fairway wood. Now the sim fairway wood, that has a titanium face and then that heavier steel, V Steel design on the sole. And similar to the drivers, it looks great. It's got the same color scheme. It looks fantastic down behind the ball. And with that V Steel sole, I've got to be honest, I'm probably leaning to be more excited towards these fairway woods than I am towards the driver. But we will see. Again, get down into the comments below. Did you used to have a V-Steel, or do you still have a V-Steel? I mean, these clubs were still in the bag of many top pros until not that long ago. Okay, now let's have a look at what is hot on social. So the first thing that we're going to have a look at is this putt, which was done by GM Golf, so Garrett Clark, around his house. Bit of a mental kaleidoscope, all this collection of different objects that the ball navigates itself through. If you've not checked it out, spoilers, well, no spoilers, let's just have a watch.
Come on, baby. You know you want to. You know you want to. Yes, sir. Get there. Get there. Okay? Okay? Ding, ding. No! Oh my God! No! Oh my God! Yes! No! Let's go in!
Also hot on social, Rick did a review of the actual SIM Driver and he got to 15 on the YouTube trending charts. Now, I'm pretty sure in saying that's the first time that a golf-specific creator has managed to get a video on the trending page. So amazing work by Rick to actually get it up there. Again, just shows how much that his channel has grown, and it really acts as a little bit of inspiration to everyone else as well. You know, it is possible to get on that trending page. It is possible to elevate the golf content to a whole new audience. Next up, the USGA released a bit of a teaser trailer for the US Open, which is going to be at Winged Foot this year, and it's a bit weird. So you basically got a war machine on here, and he's talking about what... There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of sweat, and there's a lot of tears. Double the amount of blood, sweat, and tears.
Around here, we like blood, sweat, and tears. Served up with a side of blood, sweat, and more tears. Well, I'm not talking about football.
Your U.S. Open champion.
I'm not sure he's trying to scare players or warn them. Anyway, the whole trailer was really weird. Now a segment on coaching, helping you improve your game before the start of this season.
And today's question is coming from _Julior. Would love to see a drill to improve downswing torso rotation. Easy for me to say. And there are so many questions about getting this downswing rotation much better. Now what I'll do is I'll focus this video on the feet and how you can use those better to actually aid the body much better in its rotation. Now the first thing to do is ensuring this left toe is actually pointed out enough. Very quick test that you can do wherever you're watching this now. Well, not wherever you're watching this now. Hopefully not watching this driving, but you can probably do this wherever you are, maybe. Is just stand yourself up, get in a golf posture, and actually get that left toe pointed inwards towards the ball. So it's going to be pointed inwards very slightly. And then really slowly, just try and rotate your hips toward your imaginary target. If you're on the range, by all means, rotate them to the target that you're at. So just rotate very slowly, and you'll notice the restriction which is built up on the inside of the left knee and the left ankle. Then what I want you to do is rotate that left foot out. So point it quite a long way out towards where the camera is here, but you're rotating this out a good 45 degrees from the target line. And then just do that movement again and notice how you've got so much more freedom to actually move into that left knee, that left hip, and that left ankle. That's because you've opened up those joints. That's going to enable you to turn and rotate through much more. And then just try and feel like you can turn freely and rotate loosely into that side. Now, I can say pretty much straight away that if you have turned your left toe out, that is going to enable you to turn through much better straight away. You'll be amazed at how many people forget this part of the setup. Now, the second little drill you can do, and by all means take this slowly to begin with because it's more of a complex array of movements that we're going to be talking about here, is if you start to rotate your hips toward your target, if you notice when I straighten my left leg, it actually pushes my left hip further around my body. But as you start to come through impact, just get the feeling that that left knee and that left hip is rotating. And as you start to approach impact, that left leg straightens up, and that's going to pull those hips round that little bit more. And it'll really add that little bit of whip and that little bit of extra speed as you start to come through as well.
Awesome. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, or you are a returning watcher and you haven't done already, please hit that subscribe button and that bell icon as well. Like the video, get down into those comments, let me know what you think about everything discussed, and are you a fan of this Tech Tuesday / Tech Weekly / Tech Not So Weekly video episode. So huge thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video as well, get down into those comments below, and have a good week golfing.